Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Sports Social.
The Sports Social Podcast Network is delighted to be supporting this year's Sports Podcast Awards, recognising the sporting podcasts that are top of their game. And now it's your turn to lend your support to your favourite sport podcasts. Voting is open now, which means you can get behind your favourite shows and show your appreciation for the hard graft they put in, keeping you entertained and informed on whatever sport it is you follow. There are 21 categories to vote in, including football, tennis, golf, rugby, and loads more. And voting is dead simple. Head to sportspodcastawards.com, vote now, and be part of the action.
The following is a snippet of an exclusive members-only podcast episode for our Patreon Chronicles Tifosi. Become a member at patreon.com/Serie Chronicles for regular bonus episodes and content.
Right. Unfortunately, there was breaking news during last night's Super Cup. It became clear over the course of the day that Gigi Riva, the all-time leading goal scorer for Italy, was unwell, and then news broke that he had died. So much so that he actually died during the match. There was a minute's silence for him at the start of the second half in the EA Sports FC Super Cup, as we must now call it. But what a legacy. I think 35 goals in 42 caps. No one scored more goals than him for Italy, which is a low number, I suppose, given just what other countries have. Several countries have players that are leading the way with 100 plus goals. But in terms of his goal per game ratio, Cagliari only ever won one league title. He was the big star of that side. This is a beloved figure in the Italian game, so much so that we saw the three sports dailies all give zero coverage to the Super Cup, and it was all about Gigi Riva. Rombo di Tuono.
It was something like 12 pages of Gazzetta dello Sport, maybe more, before 17. You even got to 17 before you even got to Supercoppa. And the Supercoppa's, it's not small business in Italy. That would definitely be on the front page normally. So absolutely. I mean, as Patrick's already said, Italian men's national team all-time leading scorer. He's also the player who led the way for Cagliari to become the first team south of Rome to win Serie A, first island team, unsurprisingly, I suppose, because there's not that many of those, but to win Serie A, and one of those really sort of, I think, overarching figures in Italian football, and almost perhaps more universally beloved than a lot of others, because he never went and played for one of the teams that hate each other. He never went to go and play for Juventus or Inter or Milan. And there's a whole story behind that, and about the Moratti family influence at that time with Cagliari. And perhaps if it wasn't for that, he might have gone to Juventus, who certainly were willing to try and buy him for a few years after Cagliari won the league. But I do think that in some ways has made him into this even more potent figure in Italy. But clearly the number one reason was because he had an exceptional effort.
Also, he's somebody who journalist Gianni Brera wrote about, and I feel like that's such an honor to have a great journalist talk about a great player. And he said, "I baptize him Rombo di Tuono, thunderclap, one of the most extraordinary athletes ever produced by Italian football." And that is indeed who he was, described as a mythical figure, the best scorer that they've ever seen, and eternal for Sardinia. So he's somewhat of a religion. So it's sad, because I do feel like every day we seem to be talking about somebody else passing away. And they're all these really extraordinary figures, people who have done amazing things for the sport. And this is a man who came second in the 1969 Ballon d'Or, third in 1970. Like, his importance is not to be underestimated, who he was. And he was behind players like Bobby Charlton. I mean, it's a great honor, really, in all honesty. Just a really beloved figure. And it's a shame that after Franz Beckenbauer, after Gianluca Vialli, every day I feel like there's somebody new that we have to talk about passing away. But this is life.
Actually, just on influence, Mina, because he has a football school in Sardinia, and that's where Niccolò Barella got his start from. I think he was saying from the ages of 3 to 8 years old.
And I did wonder whether he was going to score last night. But it was disappointing when it got taken off. I thought that might have been a possible narrative strand. But
that would have been nice.
But there we go. Cagliari against Torino, a game to watch this weekend. Certainly, I think there'll be some wonderful tributes there from Unipol Domus.
Domenghini ancora. Tiro di Domenghini. Riva, rete. Rete di Riva al 13° minuto del primo tempo. Il tiro era stato di Domenghini. Riva lo ha fermato e a sua volta ha messo in rete sulla sinistra del portiere. Ha segnato Riva al 13° minuto del primo tempo. Italia 1, Jugoslavia 0.
Rivera la palla, servito Domenghini sulla sinistra. Riva, tiro ed è gol! Riva ha segnato, 3-2 per l'Italia. Sta per scadere il primo tempo supplementare, 3-2, ha segnato Riva. Una partita drammatica, incredibile. E abbiamo rivisto il tiro di Riva. Maier non ha potuto nulla contro il fendente diagonale di Riva. 3-2 per la squadra italiana.
Head to SerieAchronicles.com/Patreon now and subscribe to the Chronicles Tifosi Patreon membership with a free 7-day trial. Get early access to every full-length episode and voice note before the rest of the world. Plus, all episodes are 100% ad-free. And you get bonus Patreon-only exclusive episodes, video episodes, and behind-the-scenes extras. Also, be sure to join the new chat community in the Patreon app and chat with fellow subscribers.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
On their first day in office, with a country in crisis, President Biden and Vice President Harris got to work for us, cutting Black child poverty in half, delivering more money to Black entrepreneurs, and creating millions of new good-paying jobs. They've lowered health insurance premiums and made prescription drugs more affordable. And they capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 per month. Because we all deserve a fair shot to get ahead. And they're making sure our voices are heard by putting South Carolina first in this year's Democratic primary election. Show President Biden and Vice President Harris your support in the Democratic primary election. You can vote early in person from January 22nd to February 2nd, or you can vote on Election Day on Saturday, February 3rd. Early voting is closed on Sunday, January 28th.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for President.